Okay, next exercise, the plank roll. So this exercise here is the almost like the epitome of anti-rotation stability. You really like if you can do about 3 or 4 reps of these this guy here, you're talking about you have really good anti-rotation stability. Now this is a really difficult exercise. Some of you are not going to be able to do this right off the bat. You still need to do a little bit more remedial anti-rotation exercises. Others are going to have find this a fun little challenge here. And so what we'll do is you start with an object on your back here. You actually stack the forearms on top of each other there, not physically on top of each other, but like this. And then what you're going to do is you're going to come up into a plank. And now this is big here. I'm going to grab the ball with one hand. The idea here is to not move anything whenever I remove that hand. So I'm not shifting weight to the side. The big thing is no disconnect between the pelvis and the rib cage throughout the entire exercise. And what you're going to see is the big faulty pattern here for everybody is when they go to rotate, they'll lose the stackage. They'll create separation between the rib cage and the pelvis. Maybe when they come up in the side, when they roll to side plank here, when they roll back, they lead with the shoulders, but the pelvis stays behind. That's a really common faulty pattern there. The big tissues here is you're hitting everything. You're hitting rectus abdominis, internal, external oblique, quadratus lumborum. You're hitting it all because you're moving during this exercise. So I grab, lift, I pivot about the shoulders, pivot. I pivot about the shoulders and the toes, boom, and I'm in side plank now. I can be a little bit higher here, but then when I pivot back here, I pivot up on the toes and the shoulders. That's where I move from. No motion in the lumbar spine at all, not just because I'm fused, but because I'm just rock solid, stable, and then I pivot back there. That's one repetition. And if you can hit about 5 of those, you're good to go. You're not going to do this to 80% RPE. I'll actually just kind of, this is like a really much higher class of core exercise here. And so I'll actually do repetitions here and then, just see what the patient can do. If they can do 1, that's awesome. If they can do, if they're really rock solid, then I might prescribe anywhere from 5 to 6 as a warm up before they start doing some types of lifting. Again, faulty movements here is we're looking for separation between the rib cage and pelvis. I do not want that. From a coaching standpoint, the big thing is pivot on the toes. And Matt, you can tell the patient, imagine that their entire torso is a log, and the log doesn't twist, the log rolls as they're going executing the movement. So the tissues, this is a pretty difficult exercise. Hopefully you guys have fun with this one.